So, virtual teams, they're everywhere these days, right? It's like every other organization is throwing one together. But here's the thing, a lot of them, well, let's just say they're winging it. Yeah, that's Margaret Neal from Stanford. And she's not wrong. It's like deciding to build a house without any blueprints. Sure, you might end up with something, but will it be functional? Will it be pretty? Will it, not fall down? The reality is, more and more companies are launching teams where everyone's scattered. Some of these teams knock it out of the park. They're super successful. But others, no, not so much. They crash and burn. And why is that? It's often because organizations don't put in the effort, the resources, the oomph needed to make these virtual teams actually work. We hear these horror stories all the time, right? Missed deadlines, ticked off customers, product launches that go thud instead of boom. And all of that comes with a price tag, both in dollars and cents and in, well, let's just call it corporate heartburn. So, what's the secret sauce? What makes some virtual teams thrive while others, well, just don't? It's actually pretty straightforward. The organizations that build high-performing virtual teams get it. They understand that virtual teams are different. They're special. And they take the right steps to set them up for success. Now, before we dive into the how-to, let's see where you're at. Let's test your virtual team launch IQ. Think of it as a little pop quiz. But don't worry, it's not graded officially. We're going to look at a case study, a scenario, and I want you to pull yourself in the hot seat. Think about how you would handle it. Take some notes, jot down your ideas. Then we'll go through a little scoring system to see how you did. And hey, even after we go through the chapter, come back to this case study. See if you'd do anything differently. It's a great way to learn. Okay, here's the deal. It's about a company called PharmaCorp. PharmaCorp is this huge global pharmaceutical company. They're all about science, innovation, the whole shebang. They've got like 45,000 employees scattered all over the map, doing business in 120 countries. Most of their stuff is in immunology and cardiovascular, but they've decided to go big into oncology, which is, cancer stuff. Peter Frank, the big cheese in R&D, announced this new global structure to better use resources. And part of that is creating a task force, a group of 15 people from all over the world, to figure out the best way to make this new structure work. They've got 6 weeks to make a recommendation to the top dogs. Now, here's the kicker. You've been asked to lead this task force. Peter thinks it'll be good for your development. He's meeting with you tomorrow, and he wants to hear how you plan to launch and lead this thing. Oh, and by the way, there's not a lot of money for this. He basically tells you to keep travel and expenses to a minimum. So, no fancy retreats in the Bahamas. So, there you have it. You're in charge. What do you do? How do you make this work? What role does everyone play? How do you get them all fired up and committed? Take a moment, pause the video if you need to, and write down your thoughts. Then, let's go through these factors and see which ones you considered. So go ahead and pause your video right now. First things first, look at what this task force is actually supposed to do. Are there really clear roles for all 15 people? If not, maybe have a chat with Peter and see if you can trim the fat a bit. 15 people can be a lot to wrangle, especially virtually. Take a good hard look at yourself. What are you good at as a leader, especially in a virtual setting? Where do you need to watch out? Knowing your own weaknesses is half the battle. Try to get everyone together in person, if at all possible, for a kickoff meeting. It's huge for setting the stage, making sure everyone's on the same page, and, actually getting to know each other as human beings, not just names on a screen. Make it crystal clear how everyone's going to be measured, both as individuals and as a team. And hey, make sure you're super clear on what your job is as the leader, and then share that with the team. No one likes a mystery boss. Don't be afraid to ask the team for their input. They're the ones who are going to be doing the work, so get their ideas on how to make things run smoothly. Right from the start, figure out how you're going to keep track of progress. Weekly calls? Bi-weekly? When's it best to use email, phone, or video? Get that communication plan locked down early. Here's a big one. These team members don't report to you directly, and they've got their regular jobs to do. So, how are you going to keep them accountable? How are you going to deal with those competing priorities? This is a tricky one, so think it through. Okay, you've thought it through. Now, let's see how you did. Here's a little scoring system to help you evaluate your responses. If you checked off 6 to 8 of those items, you're in pretty good shape. You've thought about most of the key things for launching a virtual team. 5, you've considered most of them. You're on the right track. 4, you've considered some. There's room for improvement, but you're getting there. 3, you've considered a few. Don't worry, we're going to help you fill in the gaps. So, how did you do? Were you surprised by how much you already knew? Or did you miss some things? If you missed some, no sweat. That's why you're here. And if you've aced it, don't skip ahead just yet. Stick around. We've got more tips and tools to help you become a virtual team launch rockstar.